All right, so let's just cut the crap and dive right into this whole that girl bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The one with the green smoothie selfies in the yoga poses at like 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Like they're trying to make the rest of us look bad before we've even had our first coffee.
Seriously. So what's the deal with this that girl trend? Is it just another way for influencers to sell us crap, or is there something more to it?
Well, it's definitely a marketing goldmine. I'll give you that.
Right.
But it also taps into something deeper, you know?
Like what?
This anxiety we all have about not doing enough, not being enough.
Do you think it's like a social pressure cooker?
Absolutely. We're constantly bombarded with these images of perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect routines.
Okay.
It makes you feel like you're failing if you're not constantly hustling and grinding.
Where the hell did this whole thing even start? Was it some chick on TikTok who just decided to share her New Year's resolutions and accidentally created Monster?
Pretty much. It blew up on TikTok back in 2021. All these aspirational videos of women showcasing their seemingly perfect lives,
Right.
eating healthy, working out, being super productive,
Uh-huh.
all while looking effortlessly chic.
So it's basically self-improvement on steroids.
Yeah, who could say that?
But let's be real.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has time for all that shit?
That's the problem. That girl lifestyle is often presented as this easily attainable ideal,
Right.
but it completely ignores the realities of most people's lives.
Like having a job or kids?
Yeah, or a chronic Netflix addiction.
Exactly. So let's break down this that girl routine. What are we even talking about here?
Well, it usually starts with a meticulously planned morning routine.
Okay.
Wake up early, meditate, do some yoga or Pilates,
Mm-hmm.
whip up a green smoothie with all the superfoods you can find, and then journal about your goals and gratitude.
Jesus Christ. It's exhausting just listening to that.
Right. And then it's off to the gym for a high-intensity workout, followed by a day of being super productive at work or whatever hustle they've got going on.
And I'm guessing there's a whole lot of meal prepping involved.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is it all salads and sad-looking wraps?
A lot of healthy Instagrammable food for sure.
Okay.
Think colorful salads, grain bowls, and those perfectly portioned bento boxes that are all over social media.
So basically, if it's not worthy of a perfectly filtered Instagram post, it's not that girl approved.
Pretty much. Presentation is key.
Got it.
Everything has to look aesthetically pleasing, even their fridge.
Okay, so they're working out, eating healthy, and probably organizing their sock drawers by color.
Probably.
What about the clothes? Is it all Lululemon and athleisure wear?
Comfort and practicality are big in the that girl fashion world.
Okay.
Think oversized sweaters, leggings, and surprisingly Birkenstocks.
Wait, Birkenstocks? Seriously? Those crunchy granola sandals are making a comeback.
Apparently so. It's all about being comfortable and down to earth, even if it clashes with their perfectly curated Instagram aesthetic.
So they're ditching the stilettos for comfort. Maybe that girl is onto something after all. But where does the whole self-improvement part come in?
Self-help books are a huge part of the that girl lifestyle. They're all about optimizing every aspect of their lives, from their productivity to their relationships.
So it's not enough to just look good on the outside. You got to have your inner game on point, too.
Exactly. It's about being the best version of yourself, or at least projecting that image to the world.
All right, so we've got the routine, the food, the fashion, and the self-help obsession. But let's get real. Is this whole that girl thing actually achievable for the average person?
That's where the criticism comes in. A lot of people are calling out the trend for being completely unrealistic and frankly kind of fucked up.
Okay, spill the tea. What's so fucked up about it?
Well, for starters, the influencers pushing this that girl bullshit are usually young, white, and privileged as hell. They don't exactly represent the struggles of your average single mom working 2 jobs just to make ends meet.
Right? It's like they're saying, hey, if you can't afford a personal trainer and a weekly organic produce delivery, you're just not trying hard enough.
Exactly. And it creates this toxic narrative that if you're not living this perfectly curated, Instagrammable life, you're somehow failing.
So it's not just about selling us overpriced leggings and green smoothie recipes. It's actually messing with people's heads.
Absolutely. It's fueling this whole culture of comparison and self-doubt, especially among young women.
Yeah.
You scroll through Instagram and suddenly you feel like a fat, lazy slob because you haven't hit the gym in a week and your breakfast was a Pop-Tart.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Hmm.
And let's not forget about social media's role in all of this. They're the ones shoving these images down our throats and profiting off our insecurities.
Right. Social media algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, and nothing keeps you scrolling like aspirational content that makes you feel like you need to buy something or change something about yourself to be happy.
It's like they're creating the problem and then selling us the solution.
Yeah.
They tell us we're not good enough, and then they offer us the magic potion to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a new workout program, a meal delivery service, or some self-help guru's latest book.
It's a vicious cycle. And it's important to remember that what we see on social media is often a carefully curated and filtered version of reality.
Right.
These influencers are literally building their brands on presenting a perfect image, even if it's completely fake.
So basically, don't believe the hype. Easier said than done when you're constantly being bombarded with these images of perfection.
It's tough, for sure, but it's about developing a critical eye and remembering that social media is a highlight reel, not real life.
Okay.
These influencers are showing you what they want you to see, not the messy, chaotic reality that we all experience.
Right, like the pile of laundry they probably have hidden just outside the frame of their perfectly organized pantry. So what's the solution?
Yeah.
How do we break free from this that girl bullshit and create a healthier relationship with self-improvement?
It starts with awareness. Recognize that you're being manipulated by these algorithms and these carefully crafted images. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself and seek out content that is diverse, inclusive, and promotes a balanced approach to wellness.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the whole pressure to constantly be on, to be hustling and grinding all the time? How do we deal with that?
That's where boundaries come in. It's okay to say no to things, to prioritize rest and relaxation, and to define success on your own terms. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about finding what works for you in your life.
Yeah, fuck being perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect, and I'm okay with that.
And that's a great attitude to have. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. And it doesn't have to look a certain way. It's about finding what fills your cup and makes you feel good, both physically and mentally.
So maybe that girl thing isn't all bad. Maybe we can take the good parts, like the focus on wellness and self-improvement, and ditch the bullshit, like the pressure to be perfect and the whole privilege problem.
Exactly. We can reclaim that girl and make it a force for good, a movement that celebrates diversity, inclusivity, and realistic, sustainable self-care.
That's that girl I can get behind. So we've talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly of this whole trend. But what about the future? Where do you think that girl is headed?
That's a good question. I think we're going to see a shift towards a more authentic and inclusive version of that girl. We're already seeing more diverse representation, a greater emphasis on mental health, and a move away from the picture-perfect aesthetic towards a more realistic and relatable approach to self-improvement.
So that girl is evolving. She's shedding the fake lashes and the green smoothies and getting real.
Hopefully, I think people are starting to see through the bullshit and are craving something more genuine and attainable.
That's encouraging. But let's be real. Social media isn't going anywhere. How do we navigate this online world without getting sucked into the comparison trap and feeling like shit about ourselves?
That's the million-dollar question. It's about being mindful of your consumption, setting boundaries, and curating your feed to reflect your values and priorities. And remember, you have the power to unfollow, mute, or block anything that doesn't serve you.
Damn, that's empowering.
Yeah.
So we have the power to shape our own online experience and decide what kind of that girl we want to be or not be, for that matter.
Exactly. It's about taking back control and defining what self-improvement means to you on your own terms.
Okay, so we've ripped apart this whole that girl thing, but let's be real. There's some good bits in there, right?
Absolutely. The focus on wellness, self-care, and personal growth, that's all positive stuff. It's about taking ownership of your life and striving to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, I'm all about that. But how do we separate the good from the bad, the empowering from the bullshit? How do we make this that girl thing work for us, not against us?
It's about being intentional and mindful. Ask yourself, what aspects of this trend resonate with me? What aligns with my values and goals? And then ditch the rest. You don't have to adopt the whole package.
So it's like a buffet. I can pick and choose what I want, create my own that girl menu, so to speak.
Exactly. Maybe the fitness aspect appeals to you, but you're not into the whole meal prepping thing. Or maybe you love the idea of a structured morning routine, but can't stand yoga. That's fine. Tailor it to fit your life and your preferences.
That's actually kind of liberating.
Yeah.
No more pressure to conform, to fit into some predefined box. I can be that girl on my own damn terms.
And that's the whole point. It's about empowerment, not conformity. It's about finding what works for you and creating a lifestyle that supports your well-being both physically and mentally.
Okay, so we've talked about how to personalize this that girl thing, but what about the social media aspect? How do we avoid getting sucked back into that vortex of comparison and self-doubt?
It's a constant battle, but awareness is key. Be mindful of how certain accounts make you feel. If you find yourself comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel, it might be time to unfollow or mute them.
Yeah, it's like a digital detox. Sometimes you just got to step away from the noise and reconnect with yourself.
Exactly. And remember, social media is a tool. You can use it to connect with like-minded people, find inspiration, and learn new things. But it's important to set boundaries and use it in a way that serves you, not controls you.
It's like anything else, moderation is key. Too much of anything can be bad for you, even if it's disguised as self-improvement.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, true self-improvement comes from within. It's not about achieving some external ideal, but about cultivating a sense of self-love, acceptance, and growth.
So it's not about becoming that girl, but about becoming the best version of ourselves.
Exactly. And that journey is unique for each of us. It's not a destination, it's a process. And it's okay to stumble, to make mistakes, to figure things out as we go along.
Well said. I think we've officially cracked the code on this that girl thing.
Yeah.
It's not about striving for some unattainable ideal, but about embracing our own individual journeys of self-discovery and growth.
And about remembering that true well-being encompasses not just our physical health, but also our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It's about finding balance, setting boundaries, and creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
Man, that's deep. All right, folks, that's a wrap on our That Girl deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored the trends, the criticisms, and the potential for a more inclusive and empowering approach to self-improvement.
We've challenged ourselves to think critically about the messages we consume and to define what that girl means to us on our own terms.
Hopefully, this deep dive has left you with some food for thought and a renewed sense of agency to create a life that reflects your values, your priorities, and your unique definition of what it means to be that girl or not.
Peace out.